A push to ban the sale of assault rifles in Virginia failed today. Virginia Governor Ralph Northam's proposed legislation would have prohibited the sale of certain semi-automatic firearms, including AR-15 style rifles. Possession of magazines holding more than 12 rounds would also be banned by the bill. The Richmond last month, gun rights activists rallied against changes to the state's gun laws. State senators voted to table the bill for at least a year.
Virginia Democrats gain a slim majority in both the House and the Senate, and it looks like they're taking that out for a spin. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms, your NRA certification of multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you like channel like content, what I do here, you can support me with the link. Everything is appreciated. And once again, my PSA for Connecticut residents, if you have any intentions of getting your Connecticut pistol permit, please do it before July 2024. The state has changed the training requirements, making it harder, more expensive, and longer, for basically no reason whatsoever other than to prevent you from exercising your Second Amendment rights. So spread the word. Get people out there. Get your training done. Do it before July 2024. Let's talk about this. Now, one of the fallouts from the 2023 election cycle is that the Democrats in Virginia now control the House and Senate. Obviously, you know, they have a Republican governor, Youngkin. And in true Democrat fashion, the first set of bills that they want to push through for the 2024 legislative session is an assault weapons ban. It's called House Bill number 2. It's pre-filed November 20th, 2023, and set to be heard or offered on January 10th, 2024. Now, this bill is literally a cookie cutter of every single assault weapons ban across the country. It's the same thing. It's the same, technically the same wording. They threw in a few other little nuances to it, but it's the same thing. Now, if you remember back in 2020, if I'm not mistaken, they tried to push this through, and people came out by the tens of thousands, if not over 100,000 plus people came and protested at the Capitol building. And it was just really wonderful to not only see citizens there, but to see sheriffs come out in support of those protesting the ban. And that was really great. But it looks like you're going to have to do it again. But let's jump into here. And this is straight from the virginia.gov website. Now, thankfully, they've highlighted the sections that we need to talk about. So one of the first things they want to do is to put in a voluntary gun buyback program for the surrendering of an assault weapon as defined. Yeah, like I can't imagine people are going to line up for that. But banning importation, sale, possession, etc. of assault firearms prohibited, and then penalty. And then I come down to here. Any person who imports, sells, manufactures, purchases, possesses, transports, or transfers an assault weapon or assault firearm is guilty of a Class 1 misdemeanor. The provisions of this section shall not apply to any government officer, agent, or employee or member of the armed forces of the United States to the extent that such person is otherwise authorized to acquire or possess an assault firearm and does so while acting within the scope of his duties. The manufacture of an assault firearm by a firearms manufacturer for the purpose of sale to any branch of the armed forces of the United States or to a law enforcement agency in the Commonwealth for use by the agency or its employees, provided that the manufacturer is properly licensed under federal, state, and local laws. The sale and transfer of an assault firearm by a licensed dealer to any branch of the armed forces of the United States or to law enforcement agency in the Commonwealth for use by the agency or its employees. So basically, they're creating a privileged class, just like they did here in Connecticut. Exempted law enforcement, state officials. You basically work for any aspect of the government. You were exempt from assault weapons ban, magazine ban, so forth and so on. And as a matter of fact, that worked out so well that one of the state employees had an AR-15 stolen out of his vehicle because he left it in the vehicle, which is a violation of state law. But notice we haven't heard much about that since then. But let me just go on. Importation, sale, possession, use of assault firearms prohibited by persons younger than 21 years of age, meaning you have to be 21 to purchase these items. As used in this section, assault firearm means that the same as that term is defined, except that it includes such firearms manufactured before July 1st, 2024, which means after that date, you can't buy them anymore. Any person younger than 21 years of age who imports, sells, manufactures, purchases, possesses, transports, or transfers an assault firearm is guilty of a Class 1 misdemeanor, which makes me question all the people who are under 21 who have these firearms in their possession now. What does that mean for them? And on top of the fact, I believe it was in Eastern Virginia, there's already a case where the judge says you can't prohibit people under the age of 21 from buying a firearm. But now come down and purchase, possession, or transportation of firearm following conviction for importation, sale, possession, etc. of assault firearm penalty. Now, it does say such person shall have his firearms rights restored unless such person receives another disqualifying conviction in subject to protective order that would restrict his rights to carry a firearm or is otherwise prohibited by law from purchasing, possessing, or transporting a firearm. And now here's an interesting one, because no dealer shall sell, rent, whatever that may mean, trade, or transfer from his inventory any assault weapon to any person or any semi-automatic center-fire rifle or pistol that expels single or multiple projectiles by action of an explosion of a combustible material and is equipped at the time of the offense with a magazine that will hold more than 20 rounds or is designed by the manufacturer to accommodate a silencer or is equipped with a folding stock to any person. What did it mean rent? You go to the range, you can't rent what they claiming to be an assault firearm? That's aloof language, but I don't expect much from these people. Okay. Assault firearm means any semi-automatic centerfire rifle or pistol that expels single or multiple projectiles by action of an explosion of a combustible material with a fixed magazine capacity of excess of 10 rounds. And then it goes on. Like I said, this is cookie cutter of pretty much every assault weapons ban across the country. Okay? And if you have one in your state, which we have here, I'm looking at the same thing. Here's the characteristics of what they consider an assault firearm. A folding, telescoping, or collapsible stock. A pistol grip that protrudes conspicuously beneath the action of the rifle. A second hand grip or a protruding grip that can be held by the non-trigger hand. Grenade launcher, flare launcher, a sound suppressor, a flash suppressor, a muzzle brake, a muzzle compensator, a threaded barrel capable of secting, a sound suppressor, a flash suppressor, a muzzle brake, a muzzle compensator, or any characteristics of like kind as enumerated in clause I through X. And then, of course, it goes into the pistols. Like I said, this is literally verbatim what we have here. The only thing that they changed up is they're now, and I'm going to come to this section here, and I'll put it up. An individual who's been convicted of 2 or more misdemeanors, not felonies, misdemeanors, within the 5-year period immediately preceding the application, if one of the misdemeanors was a Class 1 misdemeanor, but the judge shall have the discretion to deny a permit for 2 or more misdemeanors that are not Class 1. Traffic infractions and misdemeanors set forth in Title 46.2 shall not be considered for purposes of this disqualification. Okay, this is pertaining to and applying to getting a concealed carry permit from the state. So they're not saying you must be convicted of a felony. Usually you have to be convicted of a felonies. And if it's a misdemeanor, it has to be a misdemeanor of assault, stalking. Now they're just basically saying misdemeanor or Class 1 misdemeanors. So once again, that's very broad language. But there it is. And I'm speaking to the people in Virginia. Don't let them do this to you. They did it to us here in Connecticut. I'm telling you, these people are never satisfied. Once they get this, if they get this, they're going to want more and more and more and more. They did it to us here. SB 1160, they used the emotional fodder of Sandy Hook to pass through a law that did nothing for the face of crime. A couple of years later, what we got? We got HB 6667, which further restricts our rights and actually makes it harder for us to go get a permit in order to buy a firearm to exercise that right in the first place. Don't let them do this to you. I will leave a link to the Virginia legislators' phone numbers, emails, what have you. Start pounding the pavement now. Stop them from doing this. You did it before, do it again. Because I'm telling you, this is the foundation for the next set of gun control laws. These people are never satisfied. This is not about your safety or crime. It's about them limiting your rights to self-defense. Don't let them do it to you. We're living through it now. I feel like Connecticut is when England banned firearms. I feel like Connecticut to the rest of the country is exactly like England. We're all sitting there trying to tell people, don't let it happen to you. Don't let it happen to you. Now, I had the opportunity to go through a gun store in Virginia, and this was last year. And boy, it did my heart good to see the wall. I was just like, wow. But I'm telling you, if they get this, that wall I was looking at, 90% of what was on that wall is gone. And crime will continue to spiral out of control. It's not about your safety. Don't let them sell you that pipe dream. Get out there and start pounding the pavement now. Start letting your legislators know we're not on board with this nonsense. Because this is going to lead to the next thing, is going to lead to the next thing. Okay, this is when I made the video about local elections being just as important as federal. Well, this is a perfect example of a local election being more important. You now have, the Democrats have a slim majority, but they do have a majority, and they're going to push this through. They managed to push it through without the majority. Now they have the majority. And Youngkin, I'm sorry, Republican he may be, but he is a wild card. I don't know what his intentions are. You just don't know what he's going to do. So don't think that he will or won't sign off on this thing. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.